Yeah, man. Just another, 3 weeks in a row now with kind of just disappointing losses. Obviously, a loss nonetheless is always going to be disappointing, but with the Broncos, all the injuries, then of course against the Bears in that fashion, and then this week just domination on the ground. You're kind of sitting here, heading into week 18, again, like you said, yeah, sure, they clinched, but there's a lot of red flags. And week 18 may bring some answers, or it may just bring them resting a lot of players. And then we kind of go into the playoffs like, okay, where they're playing Philly or Chicago, how's that going to go? As for this game, man, yeah, it was fun at the start. I'm just going to start out with the bad. What was bad in this game? Obviously, the run defense. I mean, when we look at the Ravens and going into this game, you knew what they wanted to do, especially with a backup quarterback. You knew they wanted to run the ball, and Derrick Henry's a first ballot Hall of Famer. You can never really truly shut him down, but you can look to contain him. The Packers have played good running offenses this season before this game, and they've at least contained it. Maybe to right around 100 yards total for the team, and had a good run. Obviously, it's easier when you have someone like Micah Parsons on the field. As much as everyone wanted to say he's a bad run defender when we traded for him, he's the reason why I think our run defense was good. Now it's become utter trash. And Derrick Henry, 36 carries for 216 and 4 touchdowns. You said he disappointed me in two ways, is because I played against him in fantasy football in the championship. So, it was double pain in this game. And overall, I just feel like this defense has lost a leg. They just seem uninspired or unenthused. And earlier in the year, they kind of had that nasty demeanor. Kind of like they're playing a little bit mad, swarming to the ball carrier. Everyone's getting in on the tackle. There's a lot of energy, and I'm sure that was in part because you just traded for Micah Parsons, and there's just so much energy along with that. They just feel really deflated ever since that injury, and no one's been able to really step up. Rashawn Gary should be placed on a milk carton because he's gone missing. He hasn't had a sack in eight weeks. So, I mean, I think he just got his first tackle in 7 games. So, I mean, it's bad. We're paying him like $24 million. His effort is concerning. The only good player to come out of this game on defense, in my opinion, was Lucas Van Ness, which I guess is a little bit of a bright spot. He was the only player I think that had a positive run defense grade. Other than that, I think everyone else was pretty bad. I think Edgerrin Cooper is all right. I think Quay Walker had his worst game as a Green Bay Packer. Some rudimentary run defense stuff that this defense just couldn't do. The linebacker play just wasn't good enough. And this Ravens team punched us in the mouth in terms of the defensive performance. Another thing is just like there was really no run game on the offense. Now, Josh Jacobs was active, but it seemed like they didn't really want to play him too much. Chris Brooks saw more snaps than both Josh Jacobs and Emmanuel Wilson, which is a little bit interesting. But I will say this, very, very impressed with Malik Willis. I think he did everything that he needed to do as a backup quarterback. I think a lot would agree that this guy earned an opportunity to start at quarterback for another team next year. If you guys didn't know, he's on the last year of his contract. So obviously, I think the Packers won't be able to pay him the money that he's going to command. And I think he is going to have the opportunity to fight for a job somewhere. I think he's earned that, finishing 18 for 21. His adjusted completion percentage, things that are out of his control, such as drops, was actually 100% in this game. He was 6 for 6 on throws, 20 plus yards, finished with 288 yards, a touchdown throwing, 134.6 rating, and 60 on the ground. He was quite literally our entire offense, him and Christian Watson. So that much was very impressive. And if you go into this game with a backup quarterback and you told me you'd score 24 points, I'd say, hey, we have a pretty good shot to win this game. But not with the defense, not with how they performed out there. And this run defense is a very big red flag heading into the playoffs, right? We still have one more week, and maybe they can try to clean some things up. I know we just signed John Ford. Maybe he'll be our savior. We drafted him in 2022, spent some time on the Bears. Maybe he'll give us some insider info for the first round of the playoffs as well. But I don't know. I'll believe it when I see it with, the lack of production we've really had from this interior defensive line, edge rushing room, linebacker core. It's all been pretty poor. And, there's not much bright to take out of this game. I will say, hopefully we'll get a little bit more healthy. Jordan Love out of this game with a concussion. We'll see if he ends up playing in week 18. I'm not too worried about the offense. I think the offense can score points. I think they can move the ball. They need to be a little bit more efficient in the red zone. But this defense definitely is a huge concern. And guys have to simply step up. And I feel like I've been saying that for the past 3 weeks. We have just yet to see it. We just haven't seen it. Very unfortunate win here in a game that, yeah, sure, didn't quote unquote count for something, but it did because the Bears lost to the Niners last night. And if the Packers had pulled this one off, we'd be talking about a game for the NFC North in Week 18. Lions versus Bears. If the Lions win that one, if the Packers were to beat the Vikings, they would win the North. So didn't even give themselves that opportunity. They put on a terrible show on Saturday night, and just want to erase that one out of my mind for sure.
I mean, super impressive to say the least, because of the fact that we had 8 guys that were sick, which is just crazy to think how much impact that was. Like, you saw the play from DJ Moore, who was listed as questionable that morning after catching whatever's going around the entire NFL. It's not just the Bears, it's the entire league. And, you know, he really wasn't a factor last night. It was Luther, Flip, and Burden. And also Colston Loveland, Kyle Monangai, Ozzie Trapilla. I mean, our rookie class in a huge game showed that we got some guys that can truly ball and also when called upon, get the job done. And I was super happy with how everything went. I mean, the first play of the game, Jalen Johnson tips it and TJ Edwards takes it back to the house, and you're like, oh man, this is going to be a ball game. This is not just going to be an easy walk in the park. This is going to be intense. And then the next drive, Brock Purdy takes it downfield and scores, you know, able to shake it off quickly mentally. And that was a big thing for the San Francisco 49ers. But this Bears team, yeah, we got cooked in zone coverage. And, you know, every Bears fan was like, why do we keep playing zone? Nashawn Wright playing with a bad hamstring, TJ Edwards playing with a bad glute. We also had, you know, some of our secondary sick. Kevin Byard's also playing with a bad ankle. It was just kind of a weird move by Dennis Allen. That being said, this team stepped up big when it had to, and especially on the offense, and that's everything that you've wanted, and especially what Ben Johnson was brought in for. It was tit for tat. One person would score, another person would score. Score. I mean, you don't score 80 points in a game casually between the two teams. And, you know, how Caleb Williams was able to handle himself, his first 300-plus yard passing game of the year, 2 passing touchdowns, almost won the game winner again. He learned from these mistakes, and this Bears team just was absolutely rock solid. From the rookies, from 4 rookies last night, out of the Bears' 440 yards, I'm just reading the stats, 309 of them came from rookies. Luther Burden with 138 yards, Colston Level with 94 yards, Kyle Monangai with 47 yards, Ja'Day Walker, undrafted rookie free agent out of Texas A&M with 30 yards. And keep in mind that none of these guys really got involved till over halfway through the season. And Luther Burden coming off a big ankle injury as well. He did suffer a quad injury last night, so that's something that Bears fans are definitely keeping a close eye on. But at the end of the day, this team stepped up when it needed it. Next man up mentality. We lost Noah Sewell last night to an Achilles tear, so he's out. This Bears team, though, this was definitely the hardest matchup of the year for them. On the road, Sunday Night Football, young team. They knew the pressure that was on the line, and they came out and they went, you know, punch for punch with the 49ers. And, I mean, Jesse, I know it's nice that you can, like, talk to it, too, from the other side. But this is what that felt like a playoff game. That got both teams in the mode and like shaking off the dust. Like, hey, this is what it's like to play in the playoffs. This is what you should be expecting over the next couple of weeks. And the Bears team, who only Jalen Johnson and Cole Kmet are from the last Bears playoff team. And, you know, you have guys like Joe Thuney who have been in the playoffs. Drew Dahlman has been as well, but not as this team, not as this culture. And the fact that this team was able to stay in it last night, with how many guys were injured, sick, and also just in a really tough environment to play in, they were able to keep up with the Niners. So I'm super proud of this team. It definitely makes me feel a little bit better about going into next week against Detroit, which the Bears can still get the number 2 seed, whether the Bears win or Philadelphia loss, which that's a big ask against the Commanders. But overall, what a game. Definitely game of the year so far. Happy that the rest of the NFL is recognizing that too. And I'm just absolutely stoked for the playoffs to come in the next couple of weeks. And I hope that we win, because obviously then Baz and I are going to have a very fun conversation over the next couple of weeks as the Bears would play the Packers.
Get a 100% deposit match of up to $100 when you use promo code RTS and you play Sleeper. Link is pinned to the top of the description. Also, you can get a free $20 play without even making a deposit using promo code RTS as well. Here are the picks for the week. Had to get these in before the Monday Night Football game. So we've got Matthew Stafford going more on the 268.5. We got Kyron Williams going for more on 63.5 rushing yards. Puka Nacua is almost a lock for 107.5. And then Mooney just needs 2 receptions. Just give us 2 damn receptions, Mooney, and we can get the win this week. That's $10 to win $50.60. You can tail us, you can fade us, but either way, use promo code
Roundtable Sports Network is your one-stop shop for all things NFL, with daily live shows covering all 8 divisions in the league, hosted by the best content creators on the web, all on one network. Catch the AFC East live every Monday at 7 p.m. and on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. The AFC West Roundtable live Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. The AFC North Roundtable live every Wednesday at 6 p.m. The AFC South Roundtable live Tuesdays at 7 p.m. The NFC East Roundtable live every Tuesday at 6 p.m. The NFC West Roundtable live at 9 p.m. on Tuesday nights. The NFC North Roundtable is at 6 p.m. on Wednesdays, and the NFC South Roundtable is live Tuesdays at 8 p.m. EST. And of course, fourth and forever, the flagship show of Roundtable Sports Network covering all things NFL at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Roundtable Sports YouTube channel. Real coverage, real fans.